In this video, I'll show you 5 simple and effective inbound plays that are perfect for beginners, but also suitable for more experienced teams. At the end of the video, I also show you an inbound play specifically designed for end-of-game situations, so make sure to stay tuned till the end. Let's get into it. All 5 inbound plays work best against man-to-man defenses and are based on a box formation setup, which makes it easier for your team to get into position and harder for the opponent to guess what comes next. We have 2 players positioned at the big blocks and 2 players at the elbows. We have our 2 big players on the ball side, while our strongest shooter is positioned on the weak side. The play starts with player 2 setting a back screen for player 3. Player 3 cuts towards the basket, looking for the opportunity to receive an easy inbound pass under the basket. Right after setting the screen, player 2 changes direction and cuts through the narrow gap between player 4 and 5, who are both setting screens to impede player 2's defender. This allows player 2 to receive the inbound pass and set up for a mid-range shot. Player 2 needs to sell that the play is not necessarily for them when setting the screen, and then make a quick cut to give player 4 and 5 enough time to close the gap to stop player 2's defender. This play works great with only a few seconds left on the clock. Again, we have our best shooter on the big block at the weak side. Our 2 bigs are positioned at the elbows. While player 3 creates space by cutting to the corner, player 2 sets a back screen for player 5, and player 5 uses the screen for a cut to the basket. Now player 2 cuts towards the ball side wing position by using a screen from player 4 at the foul line. Player 4 cuts to the rim. Player 2 can use the space and drive to the basket immediately after receiving the pass. Player 4 must either clear the paint right away or look for a post-up play. Make sure that player 3 shows for the pass when cutting to the corner. A pass from player 3 to cutting player 2 can be a good alternative. Inbound play number 3 is maybe the most common one and ideal for very young players. We have the 2 bigs positioned at the elbows. Player 2 and 3 set back screens on both of the players at the elbows. The goal is to get one of the bigs open under the basket for a layup. If a pass under the rim is not possible, player 2 and 3 pop out for a lob pass and begin a new offense from the top. This inbound play is also suitable for a sideline inbound play. Young players only need to remember one play for 2 situations. If we can't get the ball under the basket, the goal is to get the ball to our playmaker to start the next offense immediately after the inbound pass. Make sure that the screen on ball side is 1 second earlier than the screen on the weak side. This allows the passer to focus on one player at a time and gives an alternative if the first player is not open. If the ball is passed to the perimeter, player number 1 should cut to the top to begin the next offense. Moving on to play number 4, we have yet another great sideline inbound play that sets us up for an immediate offensive attack right after the ball is inbounded. Our playmaker takes position at the big block on the ball side, while our high post player occupies the weak side. To start the play, both player 2 and player 4 simultaneously set solid down screens for player 1 and player 5. Once the screens are set, player 2 and player 4 quickly create separation and cut towards the corners of the court. Player 1 receives the inbound pass at the top and uses the screen set by player 5, aiming for a strong drive to the basket or a potential pick-and-roll situation. With player 3 entering the court to take the wing position, we not only have the option for a drive to the basket or pick-and-roll, but also 3 potential options for a kickout pass to one of the players outside for a 3-point shot. It is crucial for the perimeter players to maintain appropriate spacing and remain ready for a potential kickout pass. The first option is a drive to the basket by player 1 if player 5 sets the screen properly. We have the same setup as before with player 1 on the ball side and player 5 on the weak side. Player 2 and player 4 wait at the elbows to set screens for the upcutting players. As soon as both players have passed the screens, player 4 sets another screen for player 2, who curls directly to the basket for a layup. Player 4 must be ready to receive the ball if the pass to curling player 2 is not possible. Player 2 must be prepared for variations to this inbound play once the defenders start to cheat the play. As promised, here comes a last-second inbound play while we have a sidelines out-of-bounds opportunity with limited time on the clock. The goal is a lob pass to our tallest player for a finish at the rim. The play starts with player 2 cutting along the 3-point line and using the screen from player 5 with the intention of taking an outside shot. Now player 5 cuts to the basket by using the screen from player 1. Our primary option is a lob pass and an explosive finish at the rim. In case the primary option is not available, player 1 immediately cuts towards the ball after setting the screen, presenting an alternative option. Additionally, player 4 also cuts towards the ball for a 3-pointer. Remember, this play is all about capitalizing on the limited time available. All players should look for the first option to pass and score. These were my 5 best inbound plays for beginners. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and check out my other videos. See you next time.